Sounds good to me.
Larissa can be with us in spirit.
She's with us under the covers, is what she is.
I mean, that's in spirit to me. All right, I'm gonna hit start. No count next, just me. All right, you ready to beat me to the position? So let's sit up nice and tall. Okay, relaxed, but still able to pay attention. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And let's start with 3 deep breaths. And every time you breathe in, sit up a little bit taller. And as you breathe out, relax down into your mat. Long breath out. All right, number 2, let's breathe into the nose. Feel the air as it enters your nostrils. And then let's breathe out through the mouth. Feeling the air as it exits your lips. All right, last deep breath together. Let's breathe in. Really relax the body on the out breath. Okay. All right, let's choose a home base, an anchor point for yourself. It can be your breath, just paying attention to how it feels, maybe where it feels strongest for you. It could be a sound around you, like an air purifier or your fridge. But anytime you find yourself thinking about something, come back to your home base and just sit and continue to breathe. All right, let's take one more deep breath together before we open up our eyes. So breathing into the nose. And let's breathe out. Ooh, thank God for daylight savings. At least we have a little bit of light. Ugh. Let's start with our spine, shall we? So let's do clockwise to start. So left hand on the right knee, right hand is behind us, turning our chin towards the right shoulder, looking towards the back of the room. Oof. And feel your spine twist. And see if you can twist a few more degrees every time you breathe out. And then let's gently come back to the center and get the other side. So right hand, the left knee, pressing into the left knee. Left hand is pressing into the ground. All right, then let's come back to the center. Let's do our sides. So let's look up as we reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And then let's start on the left, or rather starting on the right, but leaning towards the left. Left palm is planted on the mat. Right arm is reaching over our body towards the upper left-hand corner of the room. Whoa. And then let's reach that left arm back up at the top. And then let's come down the right, planting the right palm. Left arm is reaching over our body. And remembering it's an active reach. So constantly reach with that left arm. And then we'll bring that right arm back up to the top, and then hands to center. Oof. All right, let's get our inner thighs. Let's do our proper pose. Ugh. So bring the soles of your feet together. Ugh, I don't particularly enjoy this one. That's okay. All right, letting the knees drop. Let's bend forward, trying to bring our navel to our heels or our toes. Okay, back is still straight. We'll take a deep breath in. And then round out your back as we reach the fingertips forward. Hopefully that stretch gets a little bit deeper. Ooh. And then we'll sit back up and we'll do our leg drops since we're already seated. So plant your feet slightly wider than hip distance in front of you. I'm just going to drop my knees to the right. Of course, choose your own pace as needed. Maybe your donut cat is sitting there watching you.
Donut cat.
He kind of immediately accepted his donut fate. But he looks like the emoji, but with his face right in the center. Ugh. All right, let's do one more cycle. So last time on the right for me. Ugh. Last time over to the left. All right. Ugh. Then we'll stand up and get some hamstrings. Ugh. All right. Nice wide stance. Legs are straight, toes facing forward. Arms are reaching back up to the top. And then we'll gently swan dive forward. If you want, press your hands into the ground so you can push your torso a little bit further towards the back of the room. Okay, hopefully you feel those hamstrings begin to open up. All right, let's take a little bit further. Let's fold our arm. Rest our forehead on the forearms and let the weight of your upper body dangle. Feel free to rock side to side. Stretch a little bit deeper. Okay, let's unfold your forearms and let's plant the right hand on the ground or on your yoga block and rotate that left arm up and turn the chin up towards the ceiling and really press that right palm into the ground or right fingertips into the ground. And if you want, you can just press and turn with the right arm. Open your chest a little bit more. All while the hamstrings are stretching out. And then let's gently bring that left arm down. Ooh, swap palms. Now the right fingertips are reaching for the ceiling. And we'll take a deep breath in. We'll bring that right arm back down as we breathe out. All right, from here, we're going to rotate 90 degrees to our right. Pivot that right foot, get on the back toes. Kind of in a low lunge. Back knees still off the mat. Definitely feel my left hip flexor. And we'll take a little bit deeper. So drop that left knee down to the mat, untuck the back foot. And let's bring the arms up towards the ceiling. And you can bend the hands or arms towards the back of the room. Hopefully you feel that left hip stretch a little bit more. Ooh. All right, let's bring the arms and torso back down to the mat. Let's get back on the left toes and lift the left knee. Get back in the low lunge. And then we'll slowly walk our hands and rotate back to center. And then gently walk the hands to the left. Now we're in a low lunge on the left. We're hanging out here for a few moments. And then let's drop the right knee. Ooh. And arms are back up top, stretching out the right hip. Ooh. Okay, I'm really enjoying this one. Let's go for a little bit longer. And then we'll bring the arms down towards the mat. Get back on the right toes. And let's rotate slowly back towards the long side of your mat. Toes are facing the same direction. Okay, let the weight of your upper body get a little bit lower. Stretching up the hamstrings once again, even more. And then we're going to let the upper half of our body dangle towards the ground. We're slowly going to straighten up on a 10 count. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's bring the legs together. And we're going to get our necks. So let's grab the left wrist behind our backs. And make a chicken wing on the right. Let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Yes. I'm gonna rotate the head back and look up. Okay. Feel the front of your neck stretch out. And then just roll the head forward. We look down. And then we're going to gently roll the head back to the center position. Back up top. And then let's switch wrists. And then dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Okay, let's tilt the head back. Looking up at the ceiling. And then gently forward as we look down. Okay, and back to neutral. Then back up top. And you let go of your right wrist. Let's do another neck stretch. Let's take our fingers, really plug them into the ground, and drop the chin to the top of the chest. Let's swing the head over to the right. Oh. Then as you roll your head, your chin should be rolling across the top of your chest, to the left. Back to the right. Let's do 3 times for each side. Okay, over to the left for number 2. And then last full cycle, over to the right. Okay, last time to the left before we hit our shoulders and our triceps. Okay, heads back to center, straighten the head up. All right, let's do the left side first. Oof. That's about good. Let's drop the left arm. Let's get the right arm across the top of the chest. Gently pulling on the right shoulder. Let's drop the right arm. Let's get the left arm behind the head. Pulling on the left elbow. Let's switch sides. Now we're pulling on the right elbow. Ooh. Okay, it's about good. Let's hit the hamstrings once again. Let's do our split leg hamstring stretch. So stand and face the short side of your mat. I'm going to left toes facing forward. My heels are in line. Arms reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale as we swan dive. Ooh, a little lower back. Swan dive down. Right hip is trying to reach for the left ankle. And that left leg is straight. Feeling the pinch in the left hamstring. And see if you can touch your nose to your knee or get as close as possible. Oh, so close. All right. Let's bend the left knee and then come up. Switch sides or switch legs if you want to do it. So right leg is in the front. Arms are back up top. Give me a little reach for the ceiling. And then swan dive. Down. Oh. All right. Let's bend the right knee. Gently come up. Oh my goodness. And let's do a standing side stretch before we get our moving options. So let's go feet and legs together, stand up nice and tall. Reach the arms back up top, really reach for the ceiling. Let's drop the left arm, kicking off the right hip. And right arm is reaching overhead, don't bend at the elbow. Feel the stretch go from your right hip all the way up to your right fingertips. Right, bring the left arm up, dropping the right arm down, kicking out the left hip. Ugh. Then let's bring that right arm up to the top. And bring the hands to heart center. And we'll keep the hands there. And we'll go straight into Malasana. So find that medium stance, whatever's comfortable. And then lower yourself down. Ooh, it's coming. Oh yeah. Is that the noise your mind makes?
Yes.
Uh,
There's from my. Those are my hamstrings singing.
uh, my hamstrings rarely sing to me. They groan most of the time. All right. Let's put the hand and the leg, support ourselves as we come up. Oh, all right. Let's do the moving options. Moving things. So find the front of your mat. Stand up nice and tall. Hands are back up top. We're gonna do our 2 warm-up swan dives just to get the body going. Okay, swan diving down, reaching for the toes. Okay, up to flat back, hands on the shins of the knees. Exhaling, rounding out the back, and then head up, eyes up, reverse swan dive. That's 1. Let's come back down, swan diving. Down. Up to flat back. Ooh. And let's exhale, round out the back, and then eyes up, reverse swan dive. And then let's do our whole sequence here. Swan dive down. Up to flat back. And then as you round out your back, let's plant both palms of the mat. Gently step back to plank. And then chaturanga down into upward dog. And let's hold upward dog for a few moments. And turn your chin and look up towards the ceiling. Let's get the front of our necks. And then come back to plank. You can add a push-up here if you like. And into downward dog. Ooh. Okay, really push the floor away with the hands. Both legs should be straight. And then let's bend the left knee and drive the right heel down, focusing on the right calf. And let's bend the right knee, drive that left heel down, focusing on the left calf. Okay, let's do the right side one more time. And then back over. All right, let's straighten both legs back to neutral downward dog. Let's do a sun salutation and then do our crescent pose. So step the feet towards the hands and then reverse swan dive. Hello, lower back, hands are at the top. Swan dive back down. Ooh. Up to flat back. Let's round out the back, plank the palms back down, stepping back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Back to plank, push up here if you'd like, and into downward dog. And let's do our crescent pose. So feet together, float the left leg up into the air. Let's swing the left leg through and plant it in front. And then bring the arms and torso up. That right leg should be straight and strong. Right heel reaching for the ground. Okay, front knee tracking over the front ankle. The low right hip. All right, bring the hands together at heart center and let's do our prayer twist. So right elbow is resting on the left knee. Our hands are stacked. Left elbow is facing the ceiling. Nice. All right. Gently come out of that and back into crescent pose. And then bring the arms and torso back down, plant the palms, step back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank, step the feet towards the hand. And reverse swan dive. The hands are at the top. Swan dive back down. Up to flat back. Let's exhale, plant both palms, stepping back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank, push up here, and into downward dog. And let's repeat on the right, so feet together. Float the right leg momentarily up in the air. And swing it on through. And plant it in front. Arms come up. That back heel reaches for the mat. Settle in to a pose. And then gently bring the hands together at heart center. And come into rear twist. Whoop. Right. And your left elbow is pressed into the right knee. Settling with the breath. And then let's gently come back into crescent pose, arms reaching up for the ceiling. And then bring the arms down to the ground, plant both palms. Right leg goes back to plank, and let's chaturanga into our upward dog. Okay, back to plank, step the feet towards the hands. And then reverse swan dive. Hands at the top, swan dive down. Woo. Up to flat back. Exhale, rounding at the back, planting both palms over back to the plank. And then chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank, push up here if you're still with me there. And into down dog. And we're gonna do a warrior sequence, but I think this week we're gonna have a sidearm balance at some point. So we're back in the left leg, so feet together. Float the left heel up into the air. And swing the left leg forward, plant it in front. And as the arms come up, that back heel comes down. Warrior one. Arms are parallel, palms are facing one another. That left knee is tracking over the left ankle. Okay, let's go to warrior two. So arms and palms are parallel to the ground. Chin is turned forward, same direction as that left hand. And let's dip back into reverse warrior. Gently resting the right hand on the right leg. Left fingertips reach for the back of the room. Okay, back to warrior two. Let's do a twisting triangle pose this week. So put that left hand on your left side. Reach forward the right fingertips. Okay, reaching. We can reach no more. Drop that right hand down. Left arm or left fingertips. Reach for the ceiling. Eyes are, head is turned toward the ceiling. Kind of feel this in my neck as well. Whew. Bonus neck stretch. All right, and then let's pop back up into warrior two, arms front and back. And then reverse warrior. And then back to warrior two. And then swing that right arm forward and up to warrior one. And then as the back heel comes up, the arms come down, and that left leg comes back to plank. And then let's chaturanga down to our upward dog. Okay, go back to plank, but instead of a sun salutation, let's do a side arm balance. So see if you can rotate onto your left hand. Right arm reaches up for the ceiling. If you need to come to plant both feet for a little more stability, also an option. If you need to come down to your left elbow, that works too. We'll come down in 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Back to plank. Let's chaturanga all the way down. Rest your body on the mat. Come into cobra. Okay, let's give the shoulders a break. That was a lot for the left shoulder. All right, let's get back into it. Lower yourself back down. Return to plank. Let's step the feet towards the hands. And then reverse swan dive. Ooh. Swan dive down. Up to flat back. Let's exhale. Plant the palms back on the mat. Stepping back to plank. Let's chaturanga down. Do an upward dog. Back to plank. Push up here if you'd like. Into downward dog. Now we're going to do everything for the right side. So feet together. Floating that right leg up into the air. And swing that right leg through. Plant it in front. And come into warrior one. Okay. Shoulders are nice and square, facing the front. Palms are facing one another. And then let's transition into warrior two, arms front and back. Settling with the breath. Let's dip back into reverse warrior. Okay, back to warrior two. And remember, we're going to do a twisting triangle pose. Put that right hand on your side, reach forward with your left fingertips. You can reach no further. Drop that left arm down. Right fingertips are up towards the ceiling. Chest is basically pressed into my right leg. Whew. We'll come out in 3, 2, 1. Hopping back up to warrior two. Right leg is on fire. Dipping back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Left arm swings up for warrior one. And let's bring the arms and torso back down. Plant both palms. Right leg comes back to plank. Then we're going to do side arm balance on the right. Okay. Left arm is reaching up towards the ceiling. See if you can straighten up that right elbow. And we'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to plank and then chaturanga everything down. Untuck the toes and push the floor away. Come into cobra. Okay, settle with that right shoulder, both shoulders really. Woo. Feel your belly stretch out. Okay, let's gently come back down. Okay, return to plank. Let's go back into down dog. Ooh. Just holding that downward dog. Settle with your breath once again. Getting ready mentally for chair pose. All right, let's step the feet towards the hands. And once you're at the hands, drop the bottom down, arms come up for chair pose. Right, keeping the arms and torso where they are, gently straighten up your body. Yeah, there we go. Getting off the heels, working the calves, working on that balance. We'll come down 3, 2, 1. Gently heels down, hands to center. Let's do twisting chair pose to the right. So press the left elbow into the right knee. It's just like crescent pose, but feet are together. You can bend your knees a little bit more, see how low you can go. All right, let's go back to center, straightening up our bodies, reaching for the ceiling, balancing back on the toes and the balls of our feet.
Where's the donut cat?
Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And on the exhale, heels down, hands to center. And we're going into twisting chair pose on the left.
Where are you from?
All right, back to center, straightening upper bodies for a third time.
Set back in.
It is reaching for the ceiling, getting the heels as high as you can off the mat, away from the ground. Then we'll come down in 3, 2, 1. Heels down, hands gently come back to center. Okay, let's go straight into tree pose, not chair pose again. So I'm going to start by bringing the right foot into position. Okay, wherever feels comfortable for you, whether that's at the knee, below the knee, above the knee. You can even just balance your right leg up in the air, or maybe one toe on the ground. But straightening up your torso as much as you can. Whew. I'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm gonna shake out my left ankle, left foot. Let's hit the other side. Okay. Left foot is in position. Adding the arms very slowly. Ooh. And then just like the other side, I'll count us down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Left leg's out, checking out the right ankle. It's time to sit. Oh. Sit and groan. All right. We're going to go to table. They love doing table. Want to start our sitting options. So propping yourself up. Okay, shoulders are above the wrists, knees above the ankles, dropping the head back, and actively pushing your pelvis, your hips up towards the ceiling, or just hanging out, feeling the stretch work its way everywhere. Ugh. Let's do a deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, lower yourself gently back down to the mat. Ooh. Lie down on our backs. Ooh. Oh, let's go into bridge. So once again, pushing your pelvis up towards the ceiling, rolling onto the shoulders. Okay, if you notice your knees are bowing out, keep them in line with the ankles. Like you're holding a ball in between your legs or your knees. Okay, really feel that lower back. And we're going to lower ourselves one vertebra at a time. Okay, taking your time. Ooh. Hello. All right, let's do thread the needle and then a supine twist. So I'm going to stack the left ankle onto the right quad or right knee. Let's grab the right shin. Okay, greeting our left glute. 43 long breaths, exactly. Woo. Or and let's breathe in through the nose. Then long controlled breath out, breathing into the left glute. Oh. Number 2, let's breathe in. And long breath out. All right, last time on this side, breathe into the nose and out to the mouth. Releasing your right leg, planting the left foot down, getting the right ankle, right leg into place. Okay. Grabbing the left shin. Let's breathe into the nose. And then long breath out. Very nice. Number 2, breathe in. And then long exhale. Oh, hello, right glute. All right, last time, breathing in. And then feel the air as you breathe out. Or feel the air on your lips, I should say. And then you let go of that left leg. Okay, we're going to do a supine twist for our back. So let's hug the left knee in towards our chest. Okay, enjoying that little stretch there. Remember, it's an active stretch, so you're still pulling the left knee in. And then let's pull the left knee out to the left. Notice how that stretch where your left leg attaches to your body, how that stretch changes. Okay, and then turning the left knee over towards the right, to the right side of your body. Left arm is extended out to the left. Right hand is gently resting on the right knee. Okay, feeling the whole spine twist. And just like the glute stretch, long breath out, relax the body. See if you can twist a little bit more. Okay, don't need to rush it. We're still breathing, twisting. Okay, let's do one more deep breath together. So let's breathe into the nose and then out through the mouth. All right, let's bring the left leg back over. Let's hug the right knee in towards our chest. Okay, pulling, active stretch. Now let's pull the right leg out towards the right. And if you need to, rest the left hand on the left hip to remind your left side to stay planted. And then we'll bring that right leg over to the left side of our body. Right arm reaches out to the right, repeating those slow breaths. Let's take one last deep one together. So breathing into the nose, and out to the mouth. All right. Let's bring that right leg back over. Oh, we're gonna sit up and do cat cow. Oh, hello. All right. I'm gonna roll up my mat a few times on my knees. And we're resting on all fours. Shoulders above the wrist. Untuck the toes. And then breathing into the nose, bring the head and bottom up. The chest presses down to the ground. And then exhale, rounding out the back, head comes down to the ground. And then inhale, head up. And then exhale, head back down. Inhale, head up. And then exhale, head down. Two more. Inhale, head up. And then exhale, head back down. Ugh. Okay. Inhale, head up. Push the palms into the ground. And then exhale, head down. Last time, really reach for the ceiling with your spine. And then come into a neutral position. Okay, if you roll up your mat and get off your mat, unravel it. We're going to do pigeon next. So start with a push-up position. And I'm going to start my right leg going forward first. So my shin is on the mat. Untucking the left foot and left toes. And finding that position, balancing over the right leg where the stretch feels greatest for you. Okay, you can come down to your elbows or even down your forearms. Let's go for another 30 seconds. This one always feels super good. Okay, about 10 more seconds before we add the quad stretch. 3, 2, 1. Plant both palms on the mat. Push your torso up. Okay, keeping the right palm there. Reach back with your left arm. Pulling in your left heel, left foot. Feel that left quad. Okay, we're gonna hold this one let's go for 20 seconds on each side. So 1, 2, 3. I count quietly. Halfway. 3, 2, 1. Let's release that left foot back down, planting both palms. Right leg comes back. Let's do a downward dog, mini one. Oh, all right. And then back into a push-up position. Bring that left leg forward now. Right knee comes down, untucking the right foot, finding that position that works best for you. And kind of just wiggling back and forth as needed. Let's repeat those 30 or so seconds. Go for another 10 seconds. This one's feeling good. Ooh. All right. And plant those palms in front. Left palm stays on the mat. Remember, we're stretching on our quad for about 20 seconds. So really pull on the right foot. Ugh. About 10 seconds. So keep going, keep stretching. 3, 2, 1. Release. Put that right palm down. Bring that left leg back to plank. And let's do our downward dog. Ooh. All right. And then let's drop those knees down to the mat. And widening our knees about as wide as the mat. Come forward in child's pose. Let's just rest here for a moment. All right, let's do one last one before we do our closing sequence. Let's do one last hamstring stretch. So come forward out of child's pose and have a seat. Okay, legs are in front of you. Let's do one leg at a time. I'm gonna do my left. I'm gonna bring my right heel in towards my soft tissue. Left foot is flexed. Back of the left knee is on the mat. I'm gonna add the arms up top. And then exhaling slowly over the left leg. I'm going to add my yoga block to reinforce keeping my left foot flexed, not toes pointed. Ooh. Okay, hopefully feel the stretch go through that left hamstring. All right, let's sit back up. Taking our time switching legs. Left heel comes in towards the soft tissue. Arms are back up top. And then we're exhaling over that straight right leg. Okay, remember to keep the back of the right knee on the mat. And then we'll release this side, keeping the right leg where it is. Let's add the left leg right next to it. So your quads, knees, shins, ankles, toes should be touching. Last time, arms up. And then exhale over both straight legs. And really reach for the toes. Reach for the ankles. Okay, give yourself one last pull. Very good. Let's lie down on our backs. We're going to do a happy baby. So we're on our backs, legs are up in the air, grabbing the outside parts of our feet, pulling our knees in towards those underarms. and rock side to side. Okay, think about your spine against the mat. Just give yourself a little massage against your spine. Okay. Stop rocking, give yourself one last pull. Feel those inner thighs stretch a little bit more. And we're going to drop both legs down to the ground. Full corpse pose. All right. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Arms are at your sides. Settle with the breath. And just do a body scan, see how you feel. Hopefully a little more relaxed, a little more limber than when you started. We're just gonna lie here, continue doing that body scan. We'll go for 60 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, 1. All right, that was about 60 seconds. Let's reach the arms overhead and point the feet at the bottom. Give me a nice morning stretch. I'm gonna arch my back. I'm gonna yawn. Oh, my body's kind of just shaking, trembling. And then rolling onto your side. Rest your head on your hands. Really settle into your mat.
For cuddle pose.
Correct. Or pass out pose. Don't actually pass out. All right, take a deep breath in. Then gently push yourself back up to sitting position, cross-legged position rather. Back where we started. All right, lengthen our spines once more. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Gaze softly in front of you. And let's do our 3 audible breaths. So breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. All right, number 2, let's breathe into the nose and breathe out with some sound. One last time. Let's breathe into the nose and breathe out with some sound. Let's bring our hands to namaste at our hearts, and you may repeat after me if you wish. May you have clear and kind intention. Let's raise our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Let's lower our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. And then returning our hands to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining.
Best way to start the week.
Ugh. Crap. Until next time.
Bye.